A quick guide on the basics of attacking and defending a breach on Sunset, and I'm also going to show you some examples of me using some of these in my games at Radiant so you can see what it looks like, and we're going to start on A. The first stun is just to try and stop the enemy from taking A main, so like this. The second stun is to retake A main, so you line it up like this, and when they grab the ultimate orb you release, you get all of A main plus elbow. Keep in mind that if there is a one way on this box still, they might have walked down ramp closer to the smoke, and in that case they will not be stunned. The third stun depends on what duelist you have, but if you have a Jet, Raze or a Neon that can get into elbow really fast, you can stun elbow for them like this. This will hit anyone trying to challenge A main from elbow. You can also flash under window like this, but it all depends on what your duelist wants. The fourth stun is just going to line up default together with this, so it's going to hit default and anyone looking to challenge elbow from over here. If you're in elbow and you still have your stun, or if it's come off cooldown again, you can line it up through default like this. Use snapshot on default to force him to swing, and then flash on this wall, or flash up here to blind anyone swinging. The flashes can go through this wall here while your team is going up the ramp, or you can flash under window or this corner here if you want to fight for elbow, or this corner here if you think someone's close left. Or if you make it all the way up, you can also do these flashes through the wall and up here even without the combo. There aren't a lot of fun stuns and afshocks you can do in a post plant on A, it's mostly just reacting to the enemy team's retake. But if your team wants to fight for A link and try to catch the rotators, you can do this lineup right here. This one is very risky though. Or if you're playing here, you can also do this stun when the enemy team is trying to retake from link. On B, we're going to start with a stun for market. So your team's going to go through this choke point and take market. You're going to avchoke the right side, forcing anyone there to go to the left side. And as your avchoke is active, you're going to stun the left side. Just make sure you include this box so anyone on top of here will also get stunned. And by doing this, your team will go into market either to someone dying to the avchoke on the right side or stunned behind the box on the left side. The second stun is going to hit anyone trying to help from market but also back side, so like this. Use an avchoke to force back anyone trying to get out from market to help, or if they commit, they might just die. The third stun is for this spot here, so if you know someone's playing there, you stun it like this. Use an avchoke to force them out. The fourth stun is really simple but also really effective. You just throw a stun back side together with an avchoke and a flash as your team is scaling back side. There is an extra stun that only works with Neon because Neon can actually go through this door before it closes. So you stand here, you stun whoever's trying to pull the lever to close the door, Neon slides in, gets an easy kill. In a post plant on B, you can stun this line if you have a teammate in market that wants to fight for this space, or you can stun this line instead if that teammate wants to fight for this space instead. If you plan it default right here, you can stun on tap like this. The flashes go a bit everywhere, nothing special really, just default flashes. And then there's an avchoke line up to the wall onto default right here. If you're defending A, there are 3 stuns, and the first one is just to take A main, so your controller one-ways this box here, you stun A main like this, and your teammates fight from here and here. The second stun is again to just take A main, so your controller one-ways this box, but this time we're doing the stun at an angle to counter a Jet dashing, a Raze satcheling, or a Neon sprinting into elbow really fast trying to get past the default stun. So you stun at an angle like this. If they go into elbow, they're going to be stunned. Whoever's playing elbow from your team can just round this corner and get a free kill. The third stun is if the enemy team has managed to take this space, you can stun like this and catch them in the open. There is actually a fourth stun, but this one hits market and not the A side, so if the enemy team is trying to take market, you can line it up like this. You're going to hit the choke point and in front of market. This one is usable from a lot of different spots though, so like here, or even in spawn. Just make sure you don't charge it all the way up though, because you might hit your teammates if you look at the minimap. The only avchoke I really use when defending A is if you do this stun and catch them in the open. Whoever's stunned over here is probably going to try to take cover behind the box right here, so you can use an avchoke to force them out. Keep in mind that whoever's stunned behind this box is probably going to have teammates waiting over here to help that aren't stunned, so be very careful when you do this. If you're retaking A, there are 2 stuns, so the first one lines up these 2 spots, so like this. You can use an avchoke on this box to force anyone out. Make sure you have teammates coming out of alley though, because otherwise they can just hide on the left side of this box. The second stun lines up this plus this spot of A main, so like this. This is especially useful if your team has to go through a smoke that is on link right here. Use a flash on this corner right here to flash anyone waiting to swing your teammates coming through a smoke. The flashes can go on this corner like mentioned earlier, or you can flash this corner to fight for this space, or you can flash this box together with your aftershock, or you can flash elbow together with your teammates coming out of alley and fighting for this space. If you're defending B, there are 3 stuns. The first stun is to counter a jet dashing, a ray satcheling, or a neon sprinting onto default right here. So you line it up like this, and when you hear them execute, you release, you're gonna hit default and the choke point. The second stun is if they go front side instead, so right here, and if they do that, they'll probably also go into this corner right here. So we line up a stun for these 2 spots. Use an aftershock to force them to swing left or right, and also flash into the aftershock since they'll be forced to swing, and it'll also blind anyone in this area. If you're playing market and they've taken front side right here, they're probably also going to be in this corner right here, so you can stun like this, flash this corner to blind anyone in this area. Just make sure the market door is closed or that you're not getting backstabbed as you're doing this. There is actually a 4th stun on B as well, but just like on A, this one goes towards market and not the actual bomb site. So when the enemy team tries to take market through this choke point, you just stun like this. You can also aftershock this box to make your fight more advantageous, and then you can also flash outside to blind anyone holding the angle that isn't affected by your stun. If you're playing B and the enemy team has a Sova, Gecko, or a Skye, you should always listen for the Sova drone, the Gecko ult, or the Skye dog from right here. Another useful aftershock is if the enemy team manages to get into this corner right here, you can aftershock this corner to force them out, and then also flash into the aftershock. If you're retaking B, there are 4 stuns, and the first stun is for market, so if your team wants to retake this space, you just stun for them like this. The second stun is from over here, and it's for this spot and this spot, so like this. The third stun hits this spot and this spot, so if someone plays in between market and the bomb site, so like this. And the last stun is for B main, so if they plan a default right here, they're probably going to play here, here, and behind the box, so we're going to stun behind the box like this. Use an aftershock to force them to move. And I would also only use this stun if you actually have your aftershock left, or if you have a teammate with a nade of some kind that can force the enemy to move. There are some good aftershock spots on a B retake, so we don't actually have to do it together with the stun in B main if we don't want to. For example, this one clears above the box and below the box at the same time. We just have to make sure that we line up the aftershock to activate on the wall and not the box. So if you look at the minimap, right now it's activating on the box, and now it's on the wall. Box and the wall. Another spot you can clear with the aftershock is right here, so if someone's playing below plateau, you can use an aftershock to clear this, and as you can see on the minimap, it covers the entire area, forcing them to move. The flashes can go on this corner right here to clear this, or they can go main, or they can go front side. It all depends on where your teammates are and what space they want to fight for. It's examples time, and I'm gonna start with an aftershock on Gecko in A main.
Oh my god, did you see that?
I've lost count on how many kills I've gotten with this aftershock. In particular, it's just so effective. You just listen to the Gecko ultimate voice line or the Sova drone or the Skye dog and you're gonna get a free kill. In this clip I obviously got the absolute dream lineup, but this is just to showcase how strong this stun can be and how hard it is to avoid.
There's one here.
In this clip all I have is a classic, but I still win because the stun is so easy to land on a Ray satcheling onto default.
Backside. Dead.
In this clip you can see how strong the lineup stun is from default onto the exit of elbow. The Gecko just dies to the aftershock while the Cypher has to back away because he can't fight due to being stunned.
Go, go, go!
Cover going out.
And in this clip we can see the Neon getting through the door before it closes and killing the stunned Sova that pulled the lever. I hope this helps some of you, and thank you once again for watching.